are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the College Loop post-game reaction show, the last post-game reaction show of the regular season until, of course, the bowl game. And then we'll be knee-deep in basketball and getting ready for baseball and softball, all that jazz. But we are here to talk about the Iron Bowl that happened last night as Auburn lost in a just horrific fashion, losing 27-24 despite being a 14-point underdog in what is probably the most painful loss I have experienced since the 2021 Iron Bowl. I agree, but I don't think I've experienced that level of pain since the national championship in 2013. Tarr, I am here, joined by Mr. Harrison Tarr and Colin Beyersdorf. The return of Colin Beyersdorf.
Yes, I wish it was under better circumstances, but we back.
Tarr, how you doing, buddy?
I'm here, so yeah. Ready to talk Auburn ball. Welcome to everybody. Yeah, Teresa Collins back. He's alive. So I'm on a little book rest right now. So I'm gonna try to pull it back together. So it was a crazy environment last night, for sure.
Yeah, I bet. Packed house all the way up. Emotional game from start to finish, and it's hard to be completely pumped about this game and what it did and how it was. Auburn came out swinging right from the gun. It took a little bit for the offense to really get going, but after that, they hung in there from start to finish. Did exactly what we needed them to do. Defense didn't give up. Offense didn't slow down to what we thought they might have done in this game. Damari and Jarquez ran that ball. They pounded that rock all the way. I mean, Jarquez had 93 yards. Damari had 85. Peyton Thorne had 57, and Javarius Johnson had the one rush for 12 yards and a touchdown. Peyton Thorne 5 for 16, 91 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions. I'm not going to count those 2 interceptions against him. One of them was a Hail Mary. The other one was you got to make a play. The same thing as the Georgia game, and that game actually ties in a lot to what happened last night. Had it in the bag, and then things just didn't go your way to wrap up. And offense had to go out there and try to make something out of nothing. And that's pretty much it. Game came down to a few plays. First one come to mind, the Coy Moore muff punt, the 4th and 31. And of course, the one Rivaldo Fairweather catch that would put Auburn in field goal range. So would have gave them the 27 points to tie the game or to keep the game in reach. But Tarr, I'll let you go ahead. Give your thoughts on the game.
I don't know where to start, but I've been this way since the conclusion of the game yesterday. I really it's just kind of shock. You do the thing where you kind of let your favorite football team give you a little hope, and you buy in. And one of these days, I'm going to learn never to trust to actually put any hope in stock into a 6-win team. One day, I'm going to do it. It was not yesterday, and I don't know, man. There's a lot of things. You and I we were bickering. I mean, y'all that are joining us on the stream, we were screaming at each other right before we got on. I'll go ahead and air us out for that one. Dylan, if you try to lie and say that's not true, Colin is the witness. I will say I blame this a hell of a lot more on coaching than you do. And I'm really not going to leave that camp. I was fine with just about everything until after the game. And back-to-back, Hugh Freeze'e has lost a press conference. So 0-2 in the field, 0-2 on press conferences. You couldn't even win the G5 press conference, but that's neither here nor there. I did not love finding out that there's a lack of knowledge as to the fact that Coy Moore was supposed to not be on the field at that point in time. I did not love finding out that Hugh Freeze'e did not know that was Coy Moore returning the punt, and he didn't find that out until quite literally the post-game press conference, which, like, if Coy would have caught it, like you said, Dylan, you got to make that play. Like, it's a ha-ha funny one moment, like, oh, man, that could have gone really poorly. Yeah, it did. It went very poorly. And I don't know, man. That between that and the 4th and 31, I think we have just fundamentally different philosophies, you and I, on that. I am less than pleased with a lot of things. Not with effort. That's not it at all. That team actually looked motivated to play football. That's good. They should. And I know that was something we speculated a lot about this past week, about whether or not they're going to be able to break that slump. I was not disappointed with that. Was not disappointed with the environment. Yeah, and James said, if you want to throw that up real quick, James Barnett just chimed in and said, fellas, not trying to put down any QB, but it seems like other QBs make that one play against us. Why can't we do the same thing along with other plays? I'm going to pass this to Colin here in just a second. Mine is Auburn's program is in a state of suck. That is harsh. I'm sorry, but it is. It is in a state of suck. You don't have an X factor quarterback and haven't since somebody left and is about to win in Oregon. That's kind of the reality of things. And in past track records, Auburn's never had a QB developer as the leader of their program. Let's look at we talk about this all the time, right, Dylan? I mean, Jarrett Stidham got worse. Bo Nix, his talent went to waste. Hell, maybe Jeremy Johnson was good. Who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just the Auburn effect. Maybe that's the thing. You had a superstar in 2010 that you didn't develop, that you went and got, and I'm super glad you did, but you didn't develop him. It's not like that's the shtick. I just don't know that having an X factor quarterback in the past, all of my cognitive life has been kind of in the cards in terms of in-house development. Has been in the cards here at Auburn. So I don't know. That's kind of my initial reaction. We'll get into some other nitty gritty. But Colin, first and foremost, I'm really sorry, man. 0-8 against rivals when you were in school. That team failed you. That program failed you.
Yeah,
make it a so, and you have every right to be frustrated.
Yeah, no. I've probably not left the stadium as upset as I did last night. But it is what it is. I've come to terms with it. But as for James' question about QBs, I just don't think we have that guy. You see it, and that's just a very basic way of putting it. But you'll see teams, if you have that guy or you don't. You've got the guy that can go out there, and they're in a horrible situation. You know that they have to make a play, and they will. And that's not something that I've seen in my time here at Auburn. And that's no disrespect to Peyton Thorne. I think he played his heart out last night, but he's not the guy to lead a 95-yard drive with 30 seconds left. Like it's not gonna happen. Yeah.
It's a brutal one, and I'll let Dylan field some other questions here, but I did want to kind of build on this before we get into the X's and O's a little bit more. Colin, like I said, I'm so sorry that you went 0-8 against rivals when you were in school. For what it's worth, we went 1-7 while I was in school.
Yeah.
So it's not like I had it a hell of a lot better, but at the same time, I saw a lot of things floating around on Twitter today. About after every game in any sport, they're always going to pan to sad fans if the home team loses. And a lot of people dogging on people talking about, don't cry about the ball game. And I'm not one for tears after a game. But I would like for people to look back at the clips that CBS decided to share, which, by the way, goodbye and good riddance to your stupid ass contract. Hope we never see you again. Let's celebrate that, folks. No more CBS dumb.
It's the biggest win out of every football game that's ever happened.
I don't really get the whole, I understand memeing people, and Auburn fans will do it to Bama fans and the other fan base just as much, but guys, this senior class, walking out of this stadium was the toughest thing for me, period. My seats were right next to the student section. I walked out through the student section, looked up, and saw all of the seniors just dumbfounded. Not just, but they're also hitting with the reality that they will never be back at Jordan-Hare Stadium as a student again. The only Auburn football game I have ever cried after, and this is a true statement, was the 2021 Iron Bowl, when my girlfriend and I sat down and realized this was the last time we'd be in Jordan-Hare Stadium as students. When you pour a lot into that university, both financially and emotionally and academically, that's going to be freaking tough. So for those of you guys who are dogging on other people for being upset, just take a look at how many of those clips are students, and let's remember a lot of them are seniors, and that went 0-8 and were faithful to this team when they were effectively dog shit over the past 4 years. That's my one bone to pick, Colin. That's why I had to go in on that. I saw a long thread earlier, and I get a lot of people saying, be careful, you don't want to get memed, because there's certainly the element of that. But at the same time, I think that this is wild. I think it's weird when they do it in college sports, period. Honestly, when they pan to the student section, they're here's the last game of the year against your biggest rival, and these students are sad. How pathetic is that? Wow. maybe they went there. Like maybe they won't be a student again. Like that's my one big beef. All right, we can get back to the X's and O's. Unless Colin, you want to expand on that, you absolutely can.
I mean, I get panning to the student section. It's a storyteller for sure. That's what's happening in the game. They're telling the story.
By the way, I think that's corny as hell to zoom in on crying seniors, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It was like you said, you had one game you cried at, 2021 Iron Bowl. I had one I cried at, 2023. But that's the way it's gonna be. The hardest part was not sitting in the stadium; it was walking home and looking back. It is what it is. But we can get back to the X's and O's.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Teresa said that's how her daughter felt. She's only a junior, but she won't be there for another Jordan Hare Stadium Iron Bowl. 1 minute away from getting to rush the field. I mean, like, not to get touchy-feely for real, but like, I mean, my heart breaks for those kids. I hope every Alabama student ever graduates 0-4 against Auburn. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a good person in that regard, but in the same time, I think it hurt a lot for me to see you guys, Colin, and see your class, because I've been there. That was me, and it's not like like you don't know my pain kind of thing, or I know exactly how you're feeling, but it's also like I understand the affinity that people have specifically for Auburn, and how much it impacted my life and how much I can imagine it would impact other people's lives. I think that was really tough for me to, kind of wrap my brain around. All right, we'll talk X's and O's. Dylan,
I was getting ready to say, I mean, I that's the first game I've cried about as an Auburn fan since the Final Four game. I couldn't bring tears out for the 2021 Iron Bowl because I wasn't expecting to be in it, and we were, and I was just mad about the overtime, and I was just mad about that game. But this game, every emotion hit at once. I definitely had to be consoled by my lovely girlfriend.
At the end of the day, I get it's just a ball game. I get that, but it is.
I can understand that for some games, but
dude,
this rivalry,
it's a bigger deal. All right,
no,
there are lots of questions about X's and O's. Let's get to those X's and O's questions from our listeners, or at least points.
Yeah, starting off with Aunt Robinson. Also, I forgot to mention, thank you all, everybody, for coming here. Hey, Teresa, I'm so sorry about the UTSA game. That game also pulled an emotional response out of me as well. Really wanted to win that American Conference year one. So a lot of losses going around yesterday that I was not very happy about. But starting with Aunt Robinson, I'm just proud of how we played and competed. The game was way better than anyone expected and showed a great proof of concept. I agree with that. I think this game did numbers for what Auburn's going to be in the future. I think we did a great number in recruiting. I mean, we did too much recruiting last week, and I think this game did everything we needed it to do. You stayed close till the very end, or not until the very end. You stayed close until all the way through all 4 quarters of the game, in a game you shouldn't have been in at all. I mean, I agree with what everyone says. This is going to be the worst team that Hugh Freeze'e has. In his level of recruiting that he has.
Colin, if you want to chime in on that one, I have one little tweak that I'm going to make, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is a proof of concept. You look at this and you look at the UGA game, and you play 2 of the best teams in the country close. A big part of that is obviously, I think, being at home. College football, home field advantage is worth so much more than people give it credit for, I think, especially in a conference like the SEC. But the proof is there, and it's time to turn it from proof to actual results on the field, because you can't be letting these games just slip out of hand. And I think that's what you're probably about to touch on, Harrison. So I'll let you take that away.
I really don't think it's a great proof of concept. I'm not trying to be I need to stick out like a sore thumb here. In large, Auburn's going to play Alabama close at Jordan Hare Stadium in the Iron Bowl. Y'all are going to hate this. I'm sorry. Brian Harsin played him close, and lost in an equally as devastating fashion. I don't think that this game's a great proof of concept, but if you want to backtrack to the Georgia game, I will buy that. I truthfully will. That part I will buy. That's competing with a number 1 team in the country that's not your biggest bitter rival, but at the same time also playing elite level football and showing that you can be there. Do I think that a lot of that was backtracked last week? Yes, absolutely. Last week was a huge blow. No one lose sight of that. That was embarrassing on a number of different levels we could recount. We won't. But I don't know that the Iron Bowl is the proof of concept. I think that Georgia could be. The foundation could be there. It might not be. It could be. I don't know. We're in a weird state of I don't really know how the hell to feel about this right now because I like my proof in the pudding. And someone forgot to add water to their instant Jello pudding mix because I haven't seen it yet. So that's where I'm at. But I do think that there is a concept that you can truly show to recruits in terms of there's a clear direction. If it's the right direction, the jury's still out. That's kind of where I'm at there.
I will say to compare those last two Iron Bowls in Georgia Stadium, that Bama team was not as hot as this Bama team had been playing. Not to say that that team was better than this team. I don't think it is. But the fact I think that Bama team as a whole was better, but this team was playing better. And Auburn was able to do a lot with a little. And I mean, go back to the Georgia game. The Mexico State game is going to be a hard game to, argue out of at any given point in time because no Auburn team should ever be out-coached or look like they've been out-talented by a New Mexico State team. Granted, the New Mexico State team is really good, and that's the best cupcake Auburn has scheduled in years. And Tarr's rolling his eyes, but
yes, I am, and I will continue to.
There's no defending it.
I will.
There's no defense. I'm just saying.
As long as you're clear that we're not defending, I will never do anything to justify any of that.
I do not. I think that New Mexico State team is the best cupcake game Auburn scheduled in a hot minute, but Auburn should never lose to New Mexico State.
Maybe Tulane. That was a good team.
Well, Tulane's got more SEC titles than Ole Miss has appearances, so neither here nor there. But X's and O's. I mean, the wide receivers. I mean, you only had three players got catches, and one of them was Robbie Ashford. Caleb Burton got a catch. Javarius Johnson had himself a game, 4 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Rivaldo wasn't used, and when he was tried to be used, he dropped the ball. But this game just came down to the fact that you had 42 carries for 244 yards, and at times you just sit there and wonder why the run game got ignored, especially sometimes in the red zone. And especially there was that one drive where it just went the run got stuffed, and then it was back-to-back passes to cause a punt. I don't understand whenever you finally have a bread and butter going on. I don't know why you stop doing it. Especially because Jarquez Hunter averaged six yards a carry. Damari averaged 8.5. Even Javarius Johnson averaged 12 on a carry. Peyton Thorne averaged 3.8, and you bare minimum you only need 3 yards a carry to get a first down. Every drive, every set of downs, you only need 3 yards a carry. I don't understand why the pass kept getting called.
It wasn't called as much. It wasn't called as much as you think. I mean,
it was called in aspects of the game that it should not. Yes,
entirely too much. Yes, but I mean, Thorne was. Colin, I agree with you about saying he played as hard as he could, and I didn't think he played that poorly. Really, I thought he played fine. We've kind of gone over the whole non-X factor part, but like he was 5 of 16. It's not like we aired the ball out a ton, or Auburn aired the ball out a ton. But at the same time, this is where my complaint comes in here, Dylan. And I know you and I disagree about this, but my complaint about coaching is the play calling. I did not get a lot. Yeah. There's a couple of times it was like, okay, cool, that worked. I have no idea why, but move the sticks. Let's keep going, right? Like I guess. I'm with you. It's called entirely too much, especially for a team that's just not good at airing, and not too much, but entirely in the wrong moments.
I mean, that first drive of the game was 3 passes called in a row, which that was bad. And then later on, they started finding a rhythm on the run game, and then they just tried to pass the ball again. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Peyton Thorne had that beautiful pass on that wheel route to Javarius Johnson that I think he's 2 for 3 on that play in terms of catches. Because the A&M game was the first time that play ever got called, and that was just an abysmal first try. And then finally hit that. It was beautiful. Javarius again just had a great all-around game. But in games like this where you can't find a rhythm through the air and all you got is dirt on the ground, I don't know why you let some drives die. Just trying to air it out when there's no rhyme or reason to doing that.
The receiving core is also bad.
The receiving core is bad.
It's just bad. Speaking of like pass catchers, your boy Mike O'Reilly didn't record a stat, but he did, I think, record a broken arm. So that's cool. You saw that he was holding his arm walking off the field after he punched a Bama player?
Yeah, he like wound up, threw himself in there, and then came out holding his shoulder like it was popped out of place.
Mm-hmm. So, folks.
I mean, he was getting licks in. I love Mike O'Reilly Ducker.
Yeah. Whenever people start talking about Bama playing like scumbags, let's just remember we had a tight end that doesn't play.
He was Jarquez got pushed back down. He came in and defended his teammate.
Hold on. You didn't let me finish. Come in, swing, dislocate his shoulder, and then run off like a chicken. If you're gonna go in, dude, get thrown out of the game. I want it all in. Like, go balls to the wall and nut up, or don't. But you can't punch and run.
He went in. He broke himself. He broke himself hitting them.
That was. Don't forget the cheap, not the cheap hits, but whenever he trucked the punter and just went dead weight on him and just kept him on the ground.
That was extremely funny, actually.
It was actually very funny.
This is one of the chippier Iron Bowls I've seen.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Definitely, you could see. Again, I don't know what happened last week with the New Mexico State game, but this game definitely had that kind of energy you want Auburn to play with every single year they play Alabama.
Well, I mean, they looked like they wanted to play football, so that was.
I want my team to always be willing to, if someone pushes you, you push them right back, and you be stupid enough to punch them in the helmet. I want that kind of level of chippy in my Iron Bowl, because that just lets me know that, hey, we're 6-5. I want to win this game. I want to win it more than you do. I want to beat you down while I beat your team. And Auburn had it, lost it, and that's the fact of the matter. You almost had it in the end, or we almost had it in the end. Just needed a little bit more. And
yeah,
I mean, looking at this game, I wouldn't talk about the coaching. I mean, last play of the ball game, I don't know why you rushed. I'm calling that last play of the ball game because it is. I don't know why you rushed 2. I don't know why in God's green earth you rushed 2 have a spy after you just got pressure on them the last 3 plays in a row. Rush 4, or hear me out, rush 3 and have a delayed blitz on a spy. That way you're getting back there quicker.
Do anything except for that, actually, except for what Auburn did. Do anything else.
And never have the safeties. I don't know why Zion Pucket was sitting there at the back of the end zone instead of towards the middle or the front of the end zone to kind of, stop the plays that aren't going to go that way. I mean, DJ James had 2 of the worst covered give ups in a game. I'm not giving up on the play, but passes given up. I mean, there was a Jermaine Burton touchdown that he just let the man get behind him and then had no safety help on it. And then, of course, that play where I'm not going to – I hate blaming games on the refs. I'm not going to do it.
They were bad both ways.
They were bad.
They were equally bad both ways.
Equally bad both ways.
Let's take that out of the equation. I'm gonna go through some highlighted ones here. And Colin, I'm gonna let you kind of run point on the front of these answers here and get your thoughts.
Sure.
So I'm gonna show you the duality of man. All right.
Okay.
Get ready. All right.
Please.
Austin S. said the level of improvement from the beginning to the end of the season from Thorne was remarkable. Excited to see how much further Freeze can develop him with a full offseason next year. All right, I'm taking this one down because pause, roll with me. Teresa then chimed in before this, my apologies, and said, hoping Walker White is that guy, but he's a few years off from playing. So what did you learn about the Auburn quarterback situation as we kind of roll into the offseason and bowl season, whatever, this past weekend?
I mean, I think you saw that Peyton Thorne developed as we fully gave him the reins to this team. He got a lot better down the stretch. The past few games have been a little tough, the Iron Bowl included. But you gave him the reins, and that is the biggest thing for me, is he's not going to develop if he's sitting there playing half the snaps, going in on some random third down, just fighting for snaps with Robbie. The 2 quarterback system is not going to work. As for Walker White, I shit, he might be the truth. We don't know yet. I don't know if we'll see Peyton Thorne playing quarterback next year. I think we'll probably hit the portal and try to find the next thing.
Oh, speaking of moving on elsewhere, Jimmy Carter said, "I'm sorry, but Pucket needs to go. It's the same mistakes every game." Great news. He's never going to play again. So he's quite literally out of eligibility. So you don't have to worry about that anymore, Jimmy. You can live Zion Pucket free for the remainder of ever. So that's good.
Yeah, Puckett's definitely a guy that I've definitely had some issues with in the past and the present. I wish him the best in the future if he's still playing football in the future. But definitely had a lot of plays throughout the years where I just wondered why he was not playing like linebacker or something, because he just was not a great coverage safety. Definitely a lot like Smoke Monday in that sense. And quarterback wise, Peyton Thorne's not going to start a quarterback next year. I think he's developed as much as he possibly can.
He's at his peak at the collegiate level.
We've seen the best of Peyton Thorne. We've seen the worst of Peyton Thorne. I don't think middle of the pack Peyton Thorne's going to win you ball games that you shouldn't.
No.
So I think you're going to go to the portal. And of course, we are officially in portal season as the show's going on. Portal season.
We're not. Season. No, it's not officially open. Kids are just saying they're going to go to the portal.
Yeah, but it's the gate. It's being overflooded.
Yeah, well,
the dam has a crack in it and water's leaking out.
The last time we were talking about portal quarterbacks, we almost got in a little trouble. So let's be careful there.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the dam is about to break. And when does the portal officially open? December.
The first period is in December, right?
It's in December. I think it's 45 days in December and 45 in the or 30 in the spring.
I think it's December 14th. I think December. It's like the same day as signing day. Maybe am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. December 7th.
Football fall.
Some of the comments knows that would also be very, very thoughtful.
I didn't see that.
As Tars. No, I'm waiting for people.
I've got it. Monday, December 4th through Tuesday, January 2nd.
So December 4th. Yeah, that now we're getting. Thank you, Teresa, as well. December 4th. So we are a week away from the dam breaking officially. And their quarterback's leaking out as new coaches come and go. A&M's got their guy now. And Mike
Can I butt in for a second? Ant, respectfully, you said the Duke quarterback, meaning Riley Leonard, will be here. He will not. He will either go to pro or he will be at A&M with Mike Elko.
Is that you officially saying that, or?
I don't think that there's a chance in the world that Riley Leonard comes to Auburn.
I'm not saying there's a 0%.
His girlfriend goes to Auburn. All right, I get it. I get that.
I didn't say that. I said that there's not a 0% chance.
How weird was it, by the way, that we just figured that out last year? Someone was like, "I did the digging. His girlfriend goes to Auburn."
In case you forgot, we are part of a collegiate fan base as a whole that goes on after the regular season and tracks flights.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think this is that weird to find out where his girlfriend goes.
I'm just gonna be like, "Where's Dylan flying to today?" I think that's a good call.
Dylan has never been on a plane before.
Also, yeah, that is my prediction. I do think Elko is going to wind up at A&M.
Well, Elko already got hired at A&M.
Is that official now? I thought that was a rumor like an hour ago.
I think it's
also you and I have been saying that since they fired Jimbo, that they should go get Elko.
Elko is number one on the list, and then they pulled out Mark Stoops, got bullied out of Mark Stoops.
That's really funny. I saw this great bit. It was like I like to imagine A&M thought they were hiring Bob Stoops, and then wound up with Mark on accident.
Well, I remember someone said it was like a good hire because he's been playing.
Elko's taking 24. He's taking 24 hours, right?
I'm on Twitter looking that up as I.
Yeah, it's not official yet.
It's not official.
No, but it seems all but.
Well, on 33 hours ago, it said they're
done. As of 35 minutes ago, here CBS says it's done.
Oh, okay. I know, like 3 hours ago, it was like it was expected to be hired.
The announcement's going to be made within the next 24 hours. Yeah. Michael, okay. Next head coach.
Yeah. And then Lebby, Oklahoma's OC, is now the head coach at Mississippi State.
For why? I
don't know why you make that hire, dude. You interviewed Jamie Chadwell, allegedly. I'm not making any official what was interviewed, but his location on Twitter was Starkville, Mississippi. You had the shot at Jamie Chadwell at Liberty, and you went for Oklahoma's OC?
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
I understand that Mississippi State isn't that great of a program, and it's like it's a stepping stone to getting better jobs.
It's a better job than Liberty.
Yeah,
For sure.
but that's what I'm saying. But and I understand like
I
you're
don't
not
know,
going to go
Liberty's
for the
ranked.
highest tier. I would say I think Liberty might be a better football program than Mississippi State is right now.
I'll buy
think
it.
I don't know why you don't spin the bag on Chadwell or I don't know Jeff Traylor at UTSA. Sorry, Teresa. I'm just saying there are better coaches out there to get than
Riley M
Oklahoma.
is still right. Riley M just said Duke goes back into the dungeon. Unfortunately, you're so correct. They're going to be horrendous.
Officially back to strictly football school.
Yeah. Basketball, you mean?
Basketball, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, which is tragic. It was fun when they were good for a little bit.
Get Cutcliffe back.
That's right.
Where's he at now?
Cutcliffe?
Yeah, he's somewhere.
It was like a mutual retirement.
No, he still works somewhere. Hold on. He's like at the SEC, is he not? Special assistant to the commissioner for football relations for the SEC.
That's awesome. Good for him. Let's go back. Let's bring it back to the Iron Bowl for a little bit here, guys.
Yeah.
And I know we kind of got a little off the rails, but that's what these live streams are for. Riley M said, Harrison, you got to realize we're in a new age. Oh, this is in reference about the crying in the stadium. Yeah, I get that. I understand meme culture. I just I feel like, defending people every now and again, especially our students. Mine's also like moving kind of slow, Dylan. So if you want to take these on and off for me. Oh, here's a fun one. We're going to come back, Riley. I know you mentioned you just hope that Auburn's not paired with someone ridiculous for a bowl game. We're going to talk about that in a second because go ahead and prepare yourself. They will. It's going to be an absurd bowl game. Let's see here. Where's it at? Oh, yeah. Riley also bringing up the defense you run on the last play. I mean, yeah, dude, atrocious. Like there are a lot of options, and that should simply have not been one of them. Right, Colin?
I mean, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I can kind of see where we were going with it, but at a certain point, why even rush the two? Because that's what I feel like most people have been upset about is that we're just rushing two. So either rush no one or rush at least three. It's 5-on-2. What are they supposed to be doing? It's like they're not even a part of the play.
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of the whole. I'm on team. Put 10 DBs on the field with Eugene Asante and let him spy. And double cover every single eligible receiver. I don't get this one at all. If Milroe takes off and you have 10 guys in the end zone and he runs for 31 yards and you can't stop him, you suck and you deserve to lose. I'm on that camp. I'm firmly with you.
I think the defense they had before the timeout was actually better than what they put on after the timeout. They called a timeout to call a worse play call.
Yes.
Which is absolutely wild to me.
Which isn't a great coaching move, but I forgot it's not all about the coaches. Anyways, we move. Let's see here.
I got to start from the top. Ernest Vaughn talking about the Bama fans, so they forgot they call it a boat race, which
it's a rivalry that people are going to talk.
Bama fans are going to Bama fan. That's just what they're going to do.
Fans are going to fan. It's not. They're not. Stop making Bama. If you hate them so much, stop making them sound special. All fans are going to talk like that, especially when their team's really good. Keep going, Dylan.
I say going back to Ernest had back about the Bama fans. Bama fans either fear the thumb, enjoy this win because it's the last Bama won Iron Bowl for at least 3 to 4 years. I appreciate the bug. I do appreciate the bug.
That's simply not true at all. But yeah, no, I love the attitude. I love that outlook. That's not the truth, whatsoever. But I love that outlook, and I wish I could adopt it.
Got Riley M, Ernest.
I like Jimmy Carter's comment about the punt here. Can we talk about that here in a second after you talk about?
Yeah, I was going to go from top to bottom now. They moved the goalpost. We can't be trash, and it'd be a glorious win. You got to pick one. Completely agree.
That's fair.
I like that. Yeah, no, he's cooking. He's spitting facts right now. Yeah, pick one, right?
It's either we suck or y'all suck.
Yeah. Quarterback begs for the Heisman after the game.
That's right.
That was a wild statement to make from a quarterback.
The funniest tweet I saw about that. By the way, Jalen Milroe played really good football yesterday. That's not.
He did.
Don't lose sight of that. Dude is going to be a hell of a ball player next year. I firmly believe that. Sorry, guys. And he's progressed a lot this year. But him after the game saying, give me that mother, about the Heisman. My favorite quote I saw about that was, clearly we don't have to worry about bro getting caught up in the media hype because he's not reading. But also dude, credit where credit's due. That guy has really, I mean, for all the people I heard this week, especially walking around campus, like a lot of people like, Milroe's a glorified running back. I wanted to look and stop all of them. Like, I so wish that was true. It's not.
Yeah, talk about a guy who definitely got better over the season. Definitely most improved quarterback by far.
Yes.
But best quarterback in the country?
No. But if there was like a most improved quarterback or by position in the SEC, it would clearly be Jalen Milroe.
Oh, for sure. But him calling for the Heisman is absolutely ridiculous because he's not better. He's not better than Bo Nix.
But I kind of love that energy. Like, I mean,
I appreciate the energy.
Like, I appreciate that energy.
Yeah, I hate Milroe because he plays at Alabama. If he played anywhere else, I would root for Milroe. But sadly, he wears that ugly red.
Sorry, I just read Riley. I'm making fun of Texas A&M. This is why I love you, Riley. Which is where it's Jimbo's coaching culture, the y'all leaders, dude. I heard
that Dabo Swinney was apparently like a target for A&M, which I thought.
Oh yeah, that was going to happen. He was going to leave his palace, I'm sure.
Give the Colt fan base a Colt leader. That'd be the best.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's do it.
Like the Jimmy Carter in that situation, don't even attempt to catch that punt. Matter of fact, put nobody back there. We could have gotten the ball back and ran the clock out.
I actually hadn't thought about this. Colin, I don't hate it.
No, I don't either. And that I think is the worst part is that I don't hate it. Because I should hate that. I should want our players to go and catch the ball instead of having it roll to wherever, the 10, the 5, the 1. But in this situation, with our track history this season, I'd rather have the ball. I would rather just guarantee that we have the ball.
I actually kind of like this. Just put all 11 guys on the line and try to block the punt.
Yeah. No. You don't even try to block the punt.
Why?
Because if you
don't want to get a running.
You don't want to get a running or roughing.
Okay, tell them all to jump up and put their hands up.
Stand there. Make sure it's not a fake. That's all I gotta say. If the ball's not gonna go that far back, and if it does, just hope it goes in the end zone and tucked back 20 yards. Honestly, this just begs the question: why was Coy Moore even the backup punt returner?
I don't know. He
had this issue last year about catching the ball.
Well, Coy Moore is a more disciplined returner than Brian Battie. I said it. You're
not wrong.
And no one's been willing to say it all freaking year because all we were talking about is how talented of a punt returner Brian Battie is. And I'm not saying he's not, but holy hell, you don't have to take everything out.
Dude, he made me so mad every single time he did it. Especially that one where he got his neck snapped and he that was like the last time he returned a kickoff for a hot minute was after he got his face mask almost ripped off on a great call by the refs. Yeah,
listen. We got to make Auburn did get a makeup call like the next possession,
as we should have.
Right. The refs were horrendous, but don't blame that one.
I'm just
Brian
saying
that taking everything out, regardless of how deep it is in the end zone, is a problem.
Yes, it is. But then again, Jalen Simpson exists, and I trust Jalen Simpson's hands more than I trust any of our wide receivers' hands.
Duh.
Put it back there. Make him the backup. Make him the backup punt returner.
Teresa said she's from Katy, Texas, and that obviously that's where Milroe's from, and that she liked him despite him going to Bama. But last night's comments about giving him the MF Heisman rubbed her wrong. Teresa, I get it, kind of, sort of, but also like if I'm one of his teammates, I would be like, I think that's a good locker room personality, and he's not reckless about talking shit. Like I like that. Like him being pumped up and being like, I played a great game, and he's clearly a leader on that offense now, which he wasn't before he got benched. From their perspective, I would be pretty pumped. From my perspective, I'm like, hey, so like you're not even close to a Heisman candidate. But
brother,
I don't hate it.
15, man, come on.
That is what he did after the game of give him the Heisman. That's me after every single turkey bowl against my family on Thanksgiving, bro. Give me the Heisman, bro.
The amount of adrenaline that he had going through his body at that point, I wish I could feel once in my life.
Well, I have. I've thrown 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in a turkey bowl before. I went full Jameis Winston.
Did you eat the W?
Yeah, duh. We don't lose around here. My team's undefeated.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely believe that. I'm trying to go back to the Riley M's question about the ridiculous matchups in the bowl game. There was a tweet. Here we go. Bowl games that Auburn's currently projected to go to: Liberty Bowl in Memphis, ReliaQuest, which was the Outback Bowl, right?
Is that in Tampa? I think so.
Orlando. What was the ReliaQuest before?
ReliaQuest was it was the one right before. Was it the old Camping World Bowl?
Yes, I think it is.
But
That's in Orlando.
Yeah, it is because they did that. Yeah, it's the ReliaQuest Bowl, and they have the Pop-Tart Bowl now.
Oh,
Is that what replaced the Outback Bowl? 'Cause they got rid of that.
What'd you say?
What replaced the Outback Bowl?
It's like the Visit Tampa or some stupid stuff.
That's lame.
Also got the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte. So if you're wanting to see Hugh Freeze potentially either get is it doused in and has to eat mayo?
Oh, you have to get doused in while you eat mayo.
Yeah,
That's
just
just
get mayoed.
That's just
Got the Texas Bowl in Houston, Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, and of course, probably everyone's preferred bowl game, the Music City Bowl in Nashville, and strictly just because you get to go to Nashville. Hope that's my fingers crossed. But I've not. I mean, Auburn's been projected against every team who's 6-6 in the world. Tech has been named. Nebraska has been named. Northwestern, Wisconsin. Because why wouldn't it be Wisconsin?
Be absolutely hilarious, and I want it on the record that I would not be rooting.
New Mexico State.
I would not. That'd be super funny. The Birmingham Bowl, which Auburn's not going to be available there for them to get an SEC team. Not enough teams are eligible. No. Like that bit can die. Auburn's not going to the Birmingham Bowl. But if the Mayo Bowl were to select Auburn and Georgia Tech, that would be. And I want you guys to know, I would be rooting for Auburn wholeheartedly. Auburn running into a Georgia Tech team that just figured out how to play football this year after narrowly beating Alabama and then losing to Georgia Tech would just be so poetic. I would not be surprised. But they could also turn around and just win that game by like a score. I think it would be exciting. But that would be the script. That would be straight from the script.
Would you buy yourself a split, like a half and half jersey?
I would just get the T-shirt. I would get the game T-shirt with both helmets on it.
Oh yeah, that would
be like my ideal T-shirt.
I will say,
house divided.
My soapbox.
Harrison is the house.
My soapbox for a second.
My body's a temple.
JMU is going bowling because there's not enough 6-win teams in the country. We win. Screw the NCAA. That's all I'll say in the matter. Just kidding. I'll probably talk about that all the time.
Teresa wants Houston.
I don't.
They did just. No, no. She wants the Texas Bowl.
Yeah, she wants the Texas. Yeah.
I was say, I don't think.
I want to go to the Alamo Bowl, so you will never forget the Alamo.
Shut up.
That Colin, Colin chuckled. He thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Pity laugh, please.
Had a smile.
Got back to Jimmy Carter. For Alabama to have as much depth and so-called talent compared to where we are now, this should let recruits know how close we really are.
Okay, Colin, I'll let you do this. I'm gonna butt out.
I don't know. We've talked about how this is a down Alabama team all year. Everyone, not just Auburn, but the national media has talked about how down this Bama team is, and they're good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're a good team. But I know, Tarr, you said this earlier. We'll always play Bama close at home. That's my big thing. Is that if we did this at Bryant Denny, then I'd be talking all kind of crazy.
Absolutely, I'd be nuts. I'd be talking out of my mind.
Yeah, it's not what's happened. I do think that this weekend was huge for recruiting. Almost as equally as last week was probably horrible for recruiting. So it balances out.
Ultimately, I think. I mean, play them close no matter what. All the guys, all the kids in the stand saw that Auburn just a couple pieces away, a couple plays away. And of course, this Bama team was a down Alabama team in terms of talent. But then again, this team was talked about going into this game about how hot they were coming into this game. I mean, this Bama team finally found games where they finally clicked on all cylinders. And we talk about, I mean, down Bama team or not.
Which was true.
Exactly. And it being a down team or not, I mean, it still had more talent than Auburn did. And it's still way more talented. Jalen Milroe, if you went position by position, Auburn probably has maybe 2 to 3 positions where they're better. And I would probably just say running back,
kicker, and punter.
Yes, sir.
I would give a
Special
slight edge
teams.
to DBs. I'd give a slight edge to the DBs.
Slight edge. Yeah, DBs. I go DBs.
DBs and then kickers and punters.
James,
Which
I
I
just saw your
count for-
comment, by the way. Have we heard any specifics on recruiting? We will have a full recruiting breakdown on the Tuesday show. That was already going to be put in the rundown since we don't have a ball game next week to prep. And I'm going to try to catch up with a couple of people and see if we can maybe get a recruiting analyst on this week to kind of fill in some gaps. So we'll reach out to a couple of people. But yes, we will make sure we keep you guys in the loop with everything that we hear. Yeah, that's good play on words. Everything we hear.
I got back to Riley M. What I learned, I think this was reference to Peyton Thorne will likely stay, but he will have to fight for it next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
You can go ahead and put a quote tweet of Riley M on Twitter. That is official. That's what's going to happen. I do not
Anything
believe
for you, James. You're so welcome.
I definitely do not think I'm not going to say this once. I think I'll speak for everybody. Peyton Thorne will not be the starting quarterback next year for the Auburn Tigers, and if he is, I hope he earned it. And I hope it's not because Auburn didn't get a chance to support a quarterback.
I think you'd have worse options.
I mean, yeah, I think there's definitely. I'm looking around, trying to think of all the quarterbacks that we have heard rumors about, but Max Johnson, I think he's into the portal.
Yeah, I guess we'll have some targets that'll come up in conversation. Maybe not this upcoming week, but next week we'll have some targets.
Every quarterback is being rumored to Auburn in the portal right now. Every single Jalen.
No, every quarterback is being rumored to every school that needs a quarterback.
Auburn Twitter is officially named Jalen Milrow as a potential target in the transfer portal, as well as Caleb Williams to get his graduates early and come as a graduate transfer. And I also heard Bo Nix is going to transfer back to going to the draft.
He's going to invent a last year of eligibility.
Exactly.
Yep, that's right.
Everybody is a target for Auburn in the portal.
Michael Penix as well. So,
yeah, this is going to be. I love Auburn Twitter so much. They're so goofy.
Yeah. Go ahead and put Lawrence Robinson up. We'll do that one real quick.
Which one? The last one.
Last
recent.
What do y'all think happens with Ashford and Holden?
Colin, what do you
transfer?
think?
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing either of them in an Auburn jersey next year. I think Ashford is 100% gone. I don't see a world in which he returns.
Gotta be.
Had fun with him here, but it's not going to happen again. Holden, on the other hand, I could see him staying, maybe, but at a certain point, I think that he will transfer to a smaller school, probably a group of 5. And go and try his luck there to be a starter and get some field time.
I don't even need to say anything. Colin nailed it.
Yeah, I think Gurner's gone. Ashford, I think, is also going to be gone. I'm the Ashford truther. I do appreciate everything that these guys have put into the program. I'm speaking out of my butt here because I don't know exactly their future. But I do love that Ashford, amongst all of the hate that he got from the fans, he was still on the field every game, helmet on, helmet off, no matter what. He was the first person to celebrate a touchdown, first person to console an interception. He is one of the leaders on this team, whether you hate him or whether you love him. Robbie Ashford is a vocal leader on this team, and it'll be a sad day whenever he leaves.
He's going to go to another P5.
Yeah, he is. Someone's going to take him, and if there's if ever a guy again, I think could do a Malik Willis type transformation. I think Robbie Ashford can do that.
Yeah, Teresa mentioned that Holden doesn't fit the RPO, but you're absolutely right. He actually should have 2 years wherever he goes.
Holden,
yeah,
he'll have 3, right?
Up to.
At least
He was redshirted last year.
Yeah, you're right.
So he'll have 3. And definitely someone's going to turn him into a
3.
I mean, if someone's running the air raid next year,
he has Liberty quarterback written all over him.
He's
going to do the same damn thing Malik Willis did.
Is Coastal Carolina down for a trade?
It may be involuntary, but that may wind up happening.
Oh.
Ashford could wind up with Gus. That would be awesome in that UCF offense. He'd be so fun to watch.
He would be so. I'd buy a jersey. I'd buy another jersey.
I was about to ask that. I was
Teresa.
going to ask if you get a jersey for his next school.
I will.
The
Yes,
Robbie
I will.
Ashford.
Teresa,
truther.
my bad. I didn't understand your comment. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, extra year as opposed to staying. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Let's see. You got Ernest Vaughn at the top here. The defense is the reason we're even bowl eligible. A few huge bad plays, but season wise, very solid.
Yeah,
for sure.
This team did exactly what they were predicted to do. I mean, don't look at me and Tarr's predictions before the season.
That's not true. They're supposed to go 5-7. That's what everybody said.
5-7. Yeah, 5-7, 6-6 were pretty much where everybody said.
No. All the national media said we were going 5-7, 4-8.
You're right. Sports Illustrated said that. ESPN, CBS, Fox all said 5-7. So we wouldn't even sniff bowl eligibility.
That's no sniffing bowl eligibility, but like,
yeah, which is what I've been hearing. I'm trying to look at Hugh Freeze's record in first year teams.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Going from his first year at teams.
Yeah,
his first year at Ole Miss was 7-6. I'm trying to remember what they do in 2011.
I don't know. Friend.
Someone want to ramble on while I look this up?
He was like 9-3 at Liberty and something else.
They were took a 2-10 Ole Miss team to 7-6, and then went 8-5, 9-4, 10-3, then 5-7 his last year there. Did a lot with what you can possibly get out of Ole Miss.
Right. James Barnett mentioned earlier in the show, I guess about 20 minutes ago, as a veteran quarterback, he should never worry about a QB sharing only 10% of his snaps. Am I looking at that wrong? Moving forward, you can't wait so long to get into a rhythm. No, you nailed it. Like the Auburn just drug their feet trying to figure out what the hell their offensive identity was, and didn't do it until like Vanderbilt. Yeah, I hit the nail on the head. Crushed that one. Absolutely correct. So.
And then we got Teresa all for the next four. Talking about Jeff Traylor. At least Jeff Traylor staying at UTSA for now, and she thought that he'd be a better fit at Mississippi State than A&M because of the crazy culture. The only thing I saw in the defense of Jeff Traylor I thought Jeff Traylor would have been a great fit at Arkansas. But I mean, he can recruit Texas and can get the best out of his talent. Especially if this is a question for Teresa. Does Frank Thomas have another year eligibility? I don't know if he does or not. I think he's been there for a hot minute. Also got on here. I think the fans thinking they need to win a natty every year when they can't even get to a 10-win season, but those are also good points.
I think Auburn suffers from that a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, it's a top 15 program all time. Everyone is going to be expecting this kind of stuff, and those people are crazy every year. Don't raise expectations.
You're talking about Harris out of UTSA?
Yeah, Frank Harris.
Yeah, he's a redshirt senior, bro. He's out.
Okay. I was actually you could bring the quarterback to Mississippi State because I think Will Rogers said he's going to enter the portal.
He's gone. He's gone. He should be.
Here we go. Frank Harris. You mean? Yeah, he played 7 years. There we go.
Yeah, you did say Frank Thomas, the big hurt.
Did I say Frank? I'm getting a jersey for Frank Thomas.
John Conley, what's up, my man? Evening, boys. Heck of a season. Love being part of this ride. Just the beginning. Just the beginning, indeed. Not just of the Hugh Freeze tenure, but of the College Loop podcast and coverage over the Auburn.
Really praying for Auburn versus Georgia Southern so we can have a full-on pregame show with a team that John Lee feels very deeply about. Going as far to say that Georgia Southern has the worst fan base in the country.
Yeah, he did say that.
Which wild statement. Definitely need to check on the fan base on the other side of the state of Alabama. But not here nor there. Last question, Teresa, or last statement. Talking about the Jalen Milroe talk. Exactly, he beat a 6-5 Auburn team who lost to Mexico State the week before. Isn't Heisman worthy? Beat Georgia, and maybe next year he'll be close.
Yeah.
Sage advice.
You tell him, Teresa.
That's right. Teresa knows ball. Like I respect it. So I'm on the same page.
Teresa official YKB. Uniball.
That's right. Officially YKB. Before we kind of wrap these things up, if you guys have any other last minute questions, make sure to drop those in the chat. If you guys have any other talking points, happy to talk about those. One last, I guess, question for you gentlemen. Who do Auburn fans root for in the SEC championship, and why is it actually Alabama?
Georgia.
Is it
Georgia.
Alabama's the only way that you can keep both of them out of the playoffs?
See, Tar, I understand because I understand that I hate both of them very much. I do.
Yeah, I want them.
true.
Someone's got to win the damn SEC championship.
If they could
both
lose, I would root for that. If there's a meteor, maybe.
I didn't say yell the RT word.
No,
secretly closet kind of hope Alabama wins.
Here's the thing: if Bama wins, Bama's in. I would rather, yes.
I don't think they are.
Yes, they are.
I don't think they are.
It depends on what happens outside.
There's
a lot of outside factors in that.
Let me just do the layups real quick.
Okay.
Michigan, assuming they beat Iowa, we're just assuming these teams are going to win. Michigan,
yeah.
Florida State, okay.
Yeah.
Your Pac-12 winners in.
I don't know if Florida State beats Louisville.
Louisville lost on Friday to Kentucky. They're beating Louisville. They're getting
Florida
in without
State
Jordan.
Struggled against Florida.
Yeah, they're going to beat Louisville even without Jordan Travis, and they're still going to get him.
Okay.
So if Alabama beats Georgia and Texas wins the Big 12 championship, are you telling me that Texas's win over Alabama doesn't matter?
I'm not telling you that, but I think the committee will tell me that.
I'm telling you, there's a world.
Nothing right now could convince me to root for Alabama to win anything at all. I would rather Georgia be in than Bama even have a conversation to be put in. I think.
What about my perfect storm where neither of them can?
I would love that to happen, but does the committee have the cojones to keep out the SEC champion? And I don't think they do.
They keep out the SEC in general.
If Alabama beats Georgia, Texas wins their conference championship, then the conference has to the committee has to nut up and look us all in the face and say, so that your home and home non-cons don't matter. And we stopped scheduling them. We all put our foot down collaboratively and say, screw this. We're playing an FCS school, whether you like it or not. And if the NCAA says we can't, but we say we can, because the NCAA doesn't even crown our champion. Who's in?
I like what you think. I like how you think. But I like what John Lee just said. Or Georgia gets in regardless. They've been the number one team for.
Do they?
I think they do.
They've not lost in 3 years. They're gonna make the playoffs.
They're in. Georgia, I think if you went percentage by percentage wise,
do you think Tech's good or do you think Tech's bad? Georgia Tech. A lot of people should look at that as a shit stain.
I think Tech is scrappy.
I love that about you, but I still think we need to pick one way or another.
I look at the Tech loss same way I look at the Auburn loss from yesterday. I think they had the right storm, but didn't have enough on their roster to get the win. I think that's
Lawrence Robinson says FSU won't have the strength of schedule as the ACC champion. LSU will be the best win. FSU is more likely to get left out. I'm just going to be transparent. I don't think that's true.
I don't think
if they don't blow out Louisville,
undefeated ACC champion when the ACC has actually been as competitive this year as it has as it's ever been.
Competitively good or competitively mid?
I don't think it matters. If you're,
I think you're.
They let Clemson in for years.
It's
no different.
Yeah, but Clemson was winning theirs by a lot. Clemson was for sure the best team in there by a margin of 20 plus.
So are we now just putting on the SEC glasses where we're just convinced that the SEC was the best conference of football this year because it wasn't?
They were not. The Pac-12 was.
Not even close.
The Pac-12 was, and the Big Ten was top heavy, but would be second, and SEC would be third.
SEC and the ACC were equally as balanced as one another this year. Just throw that out there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that one.
Louisville was.
I mean, the ACC has what? 10, 11 bowl eligible teams. It was wide open.
Florida State had it in the bag by week 4.
Okay.
They just had the perfect storm of Louisville being an absolute fraudulent team with the easiest schedule in the ACC, and they couldn't even get out of that unscathed.
Listen, I'm usually
Florida State's
huge
going to win.
proponent of the SEC being the best conference in just about everything because I do believe that, but I have no conference loyalty. Here's
what's going to happen. Michigan's a lock.
Yes.
Oregon's going to beat Washington, and Oregon's going to get in.
Okay.
Texas is going to beat Oklahoma State, but not by a lot because Oklahoma State's good.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Brother.
Have you watched Oklahoma State this year, sir?
We're talking about the same team that lost by 3 scores to South Alabama.
Talking about the same team that's now 8-3 and going to the Big 12 championship.
On a technicality, on a head-to-head, they're not.
They
that
beat
impressive.
Oklahoma. They beat Oklahoma.
That's great.
Oklahoma beat Texas.
They're great. Great. The circle of life.
Are you hating on Gundy over there?
Yes, I am. I don't.
They're
think
not. Texas is not beating the crap out of Oklahoma State.
I don't think Oklahoma State's good at all. They also don't have a good, a consistent rotation whatsoever beyond their quarterback. They didn't know who was going to play quarterback for them until week 6.
Texas is getting in.
Relatable.
Because they're going to.
They had 3 though.
They're going to beat Oklahoma State, not by a lot though. That's all I said. I said they're still going to win. And then Georgia's going to be Alabama. And Georgia gets in, and then you're Alabama, Washington, Ohio State. And your ACC champion's going to get knocked out of the 14 playoff. And Colin Dye's happy because Florida State did not get in the playoffs.
That's fine, but when we talk again in like 10 days, I think it's 10 days, right? And we know who's in the college football playoff. And I've manifested no SEC teams in the college football playoff. You owe me a thank you publicly.
No, I want that to happen. Believe me, I do. I cannot reasonably root for Alabama in this game. But I would love it if some kind of technicality happened that knocked both of them out. But the committee will not take out.
So we're rooting for the meteor.
Yeah, I was about to say. I kind of hope the stadium just sinks into the earth.
Where's Bane?
We'll do what we can.
SEC champions get in. But Tarr, how are you feeling right now, man?
I'm feeling like I'm ready to wrap this thing up, so I will move in that direction. Colin, do you remember the details about the War Damn shirt?
Oh, it's been so long. I think I remember the details of the War Damn shirt.
Give it to
Throw
the
it
people.
up. Throw it up. All right. Buy the War Damn shirt. It comes in blue. It comes in gray. It comes in black. It comes in heathered gray. Any color. If you want those, then you have them. Get that at thewarreport.com. It really helps us out. But yeah, War Damn shirt.
Yes, you can pick that up at thewarreport.com or grab it from the link in the description for the stream right here or any streaming platform. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, the number one way you can do so is hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell right here on the College Podcast. I'm sorry. If you get a Feelin' Loopy t-shirt, make sure you use hashtag Feelin' Loopy on the Bird app, whatever social media makes you happy. Tag us in it. We'll throw it up on our next stream, on our next show. Like I said, the number one way you guys can help us out and support us is absolutely free to you. Just hit subscribe, like this video, ring the bell, drop a comment, give us your thoughts. Thank you for those of you guys who have been hanging out with us. If we're working on our way up toward 700,
681
We're working on our way up towards 700 subscribers. So if we could get you guys help, that'd be super, super great. That's how we can continue to make more content and make sure we broadcast it out to all of you guys. If you're listening on any of your streaming platforms that are not YouTube, thanks for listening. Glad to have you guys here. Make sure you guys give us a thumbs up, 5-star, whatever the highest rating of choice is on your favorite streaming platform. We're super glad that we were able to hang out with you guys today and talk a little ball post the Iron Bowl. All of that being said, continue to make sure that you guys check in. We'll be back on Tuesday. I will be here on the Tuesday and Thursday show. I'm going to let these boys anchor it down. I am going to New Jersey to go visit my lovely girlfriend for her birthday. So I will be out of town at the end of this week. Also, fun fact, also the birthday of friend of the program, Jacob Hillman, on Friday. So we'll have to make sure we shout him out. Hillmania, if you will. After one beer, he's Hillman. After 2 beers, he's Hillmania. So all that being said, Colin, tell me where they can find you, love you, and support you. And we're going to start getting off the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Yeah, just go follow me on Twitter. That's at Beyersdorf Colin. That's BEYERSDORF Colin.
Right on, man. I'm at
Colin 1-0.
1-0.
I'm Harrison Tarr on the Bird app, on Instagram, wherever you want to come hang out with me. Thank you guys for your continual love and support. And like I said, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell right here on the YouTube channel. Dylan, let's get out of here, my man. I'm going on vocal rest as soon as we stop hitting record.
Will do. Before I do that, I'm just going to throw up the John Lee. Screw it. Put JMU in. I completely agree.
Love it.
Let's get not enough bowl eligible teams. So why don't we just put JMU in the playoffs? That's how we should do things around here.
Yes.
But of course, I'm Dylan Larck at your boy the Tank on Twitter /X. That's YABOI the Tank. And of course, you have Instagram as well at Dylan Larck at DYLANLARCK. And of course, you have us right here on the College Loop, we should like, comment, subscribe. Leave your thoughts below in the comments below on your thoughts for the Iron Bowl. We might bring them up on the next show, just if we got enough. We'll also have the Iron Bowl prediction winner. Didn't have a lot this game, and not by a lot of margin. I think I had the only correct margin of victory in my score prediction, but I did not have the right winner. So I cannot win. I cannot get a shout out on the show next week. I didn't pick the right runner. But of course, you also have us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, /X, the works, all at the College Loop. And of course, if you're tired of seeing our faces, completely understand. I don't know how you get tired of seeing Colin's face because he just came back to life. Still hasn't eaten. He's still 19 subscribers away from eating. So if you want Colin to eat, you gotta subscribe.
I'm so hungry.
You have us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music if you want to listen to the show. And of course, all of that being said, this is the last regular season of football season, post-game reaction show for the Iron Bowl. Love y'all. Thank y'all. And we'll see you all on Tuesday.
Love you guys.